Hello, everybody. Today I want to talk about a success story, humble beginnings, amazing real estate story, as well as a lot of connections to Indiana. Last night I was privileged to listen to the author of a book speak. He did the biography of this man, Frederick Law Olmsted. Let me get it in the picture, right? Frederick Law Olmsted, Genius of Place by Justin Martin. And it's the story of America's premier landscape architect, and what's so many fascinating facts about his life. But this is a guy that dropped out of school at age 14, no formal education. He was a failure as a sailor, failure as a clerk, failure in other professions. He finally kind of landed in farming, where he settled down a bit and did learn quite a bit about land and horticulture and botany and these kind of things, just as a practical, hands-on matter of being a farmer. And drainage, important to get into this. So farmers are always trying to deal with water, excess water on their sites. So what happened is this guy, after sort of no career, no nothing, no education, no formal training, he's working in the lowest of the low, back-breaking manual labor in New York City. He's clearing out brush, clearing trees. He's just doing the basics on a site there in New York City. And he's just doing manual labor. That's it. He's not trying for anything. In the middle of that, New York City says the place he's pulling the weeds from is going to become Central Park. Right? There was no Central Park at the beginning. This is in the 1850s, right? Back in the day, horses, right? No overhead cameras, no topography, no GPS, no nothing. Central Park didn't exist. This guy's just out there in the woods, in the swamp, clearing the land. Basic work. And New York City decides to have a contest to see who can design the best park for the city. And 35 entrants are in it. And Mr. Olmsted pairs up with another guy who does know a little bit about landscaping, but he was kind of a, well-to-do guy who didn't know anything about the site. And that's why he picked Mr. Olmsted, because Frederick was on the site. He knew the topography, he knew where the water was, he knew the drainage problems, he knew what kind of trees and bushes were out there, what they could use at the site. And so they teamed up and they designed the winning bid for Central Park in New York City. This is a guy doing nothing. He's pulling weeds, and then he designs New York City Central Park. Get out of here. Right? And if that's not enough, they go on, they design it. It takes 10 years to build it. He designs all these other parks all over the Northeast and across the country. He goes on to, in Indiana, his connection here is with Indiana University. Go IU, go Hoosiers. He helps lay out the IU campus. And one of the things they're famously known for at IU is the walking paths, right? They're all over the place and they're kind of random. Well, there's a term in architecture for this, and it's the idea that if you just let people walk where they want to, they'll figure out the best way to get from A to B to C to all these different buildings around campus. And my son Tim and I talk about this. He's always mentioning it. Just let people figure it out. Like they do on the paths at IU. Well, it's got a name. There's a technical name for that. Pedestrian desire lines. Paths, right? Pedestrian desire lines. This is a term in landscape architecture. And that's preeminent down at IU in Bloomington. It's preeminent everywhere, but that's where we would know about it here in Indiana. This guy also, his firm also designed the gardens at the Indianapolis Museum of Art, right? So if you've ever been out there, and this is where I heard the talk last night by the author, was there at the Newfield Center, whatever. There was a big conference center. There's hundreds of people there listening. It's fantastic. And you got to tour the grounds in advance. I've been there several times. We've even taken family photos out there. It's a very popular location for, Mother's Day pictures and senior pictures and prom pictures and different, because there's so many cool settings where little nooks, little alcoves, little bridges, little brooks, and different things like that, little waterways, and all these amazing plantings and flowers. They're just, it's incredible. So around the Lilly Mansion, they did that, and this guy's firm designed all of that. So go out there to the Museum of Art. If you haven't been recently, go check it out. They have guided tours. It's very, very educational, very formal, very interesting, and you'll learn a lot. Plus, it's just beautiful and gorgeous, and you'll be able to appreciate landscape architecture in a new way that you never did before. And here's the guy that's responsible, Frederick Law Olmsted. His business lasted with his second generation, with his kids, another 50 years up into the 1950s. So like 100-year family business. Incredible, right? And as if that wasn't enough, this guy was an adult back in the Civil War era. So what does he do? He designs a company, a regiment basically, that deals with medical care, emergency medical care, and medical relief. And what is that organization called today? The Red Cross. Get out of here, right? So as if being an architect isn't enough, he designs an organization that becomes the Red Cross later on, providing relief to millions, billions. It's you can't even calculate it, right? Amazing. What a mind, what a man. Incredible, so inspiring, and such humble, basic beginnings. So wherever you are, whatever you've done, whatever's happened, think of this guy, Frederick Law Olmsted. The future's bright. We're so fortunate in this country, and I hope that you have a great day and you'll learn a little bit more about it. Maybe read the book. It's fantastic. Have a good day.